Just like with Golden Boy, I've been in contact with Frank Warren. It's no secret that it's a main priority for Gennady to unify the middleweight division. That's been his priority since he won his WBA title. He wanted to fight the other champions so no other boxer in the sport could say they're a champion in the middleweight division. We've stayed in contact with Frank. We've stayed in contact with Golden Boy. If we make a fight with Saunders, that would be great. If we can make a fight with Canelo, that would be great. If not, he will just keep fighting whoever will get in the ring with him. If Gennady is successful March 18th, then if the Canelo fight were to happen and he was successful there, then that would be his goal to unify versus Saunders. But again, we've been trying for that fight for the last 5 years and it hasn't worked for various reasons with the different champions. So if he can't unify or can't get that last title, he'll just keep fighting against the guys, the biggest fighters that will say yes to him. Those are the words of Tom Loeffler of K2 Promotions, the promoters of middleweight champion Gennady Golovkin. Now recently, Tom Loeffler came out and shut down speculation that Billy Joe Saunders was being lined up to fight Gennady Golovkin sometime later on this year. But in this particular article, in this interview here, he is obviously very open to a Golovkin-Saunders fight, and he's saying that he's been talking to Frank Warren and he's been talking to Golden Boy. So the lines of communication have been constantly open and flowing. It seems to be what he's indicating by his words here. And as far as I'm aware, I've mentioned this in a different video. Please don't take this as gospel. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section below, please. But I'm going to try and look this up actually, because I've got so many videos to do. I didn't get a chance to look this up. But to my understanding, Billy Joe Saunders has been given some type of extension. So he won't have to fight his either an extension or an exemption. So he won't necessarily have to fight his mandatory challenger next. He could fight somebody else first and then fight his mandatory challenger. That's my understanding at the moment. Again, I could be wrong, so do not take that as gospel. If I've got something on good authority, I've got a direct source, a direct quote, I'll give it. If I don't, then I'll tell you, don't take it as gospel. So, and he's been talking about having a big fight. He's saying that he's going to fight somebody that's the man in the middleweight division. This is what Saunders has been saying. And yes, Loeffler kind of shot it down, but judging by his words here, which I've just quoted, it may be possible to have Saunders versus Golovkin later on in 2017 after all. So we shall see. It's interesting, and hopefully we get it, because Golovkin is on a mission to unify the middleweight division, and I hope he fulfills that mission. I hope we do get a unified champion, because it's very rare in boxing that we get unified champions. And that leads to speculation in every division. Who's the best guy? Well, if Gennady Golovkin unifies and maybe defends the unified titles, which is very difficult to do because the sanctioning bodies all want to go in different directions a lot of the time. But if he at least gets a few defenses in as a unified champion, then it will be difficult for people to not put Gennady Golovkin up there alongside the greatest middleweights of all time, like Marvin Hagler, like Bernard Hopkins, like Carlos Monzon, etc. Because those were guys, I mean, you just look at Marvin Hagler, not so much Hopkins because he wasn't undisputed, or he certainly didn't defend his an undisputed middleweight title for any length of time, whereas Marvin Hagler was undisputed middleweight champion, and he defended the undisputed title on numerous occasions. So when you are undisputed, it's more difficult for anybody to criticize or cast aspersions over the validity of your reign. You know, if you've got all the belts and you're fighting all the mandatories for all the belts, who can say anything to you as far as trying to claim you're not the best? Anyway, people, let me know what you think about Tom Loeffler's words here. If you've got any more information or any clarification, then please drop it in the comment section below. All right, it's Hatman, I'm out.